In this video, we'll walk through some of the test tools that you'll see when taking the STAAR test online. Before you begin your online STAAR exam, you'll be asked to choose your settings. You can zoom in up to 3 times if you feel like the words are too small. You can also zoom in and out at any time during the test, but you can set it at the very beginning. There's also different color settings for students with different types of color blindness. So if you suffer from tritanopia, there's a blue-yellow filter that you can use. You can also change the mouse pointer, and you can preview it here. So if I change my mouse pointer to large and black, that's how it's gonna look. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at the system default. Once you've chosen your settings, you're gonna go ahead and push select to go to the next page. Next page is instructions and help. If you need to go back to change your test settings, you would click this button right here to go back and change your pointer or whatever you need to change. There's also a help guide here. If you click on the help guide, it shows you what all the buttons mean when you're taking the test. The help guide is also available throughout the entire test, and I'll show you where that button is. So once you've reviewed that information, you would click begin test now. Once you are inside the test, you'll notice a set of tools up at the top of your test. These are called global tools or test tools, and they vary just depending on the type of test you're taking. This is an example of a 9th grade Algebra 1 STAAR exam. So up here, this button is your references button. So if you need the formulas, you can push that button, the formulas will pop up. You can adjust the size using the expanders, or you can make it full page by clicking this button right here. To exit out of the reference materials, you would click the X and close it. But you can open and close the reference materials as needed throughout the test. For the math exam, you might also see a calculator up here. So you can click on the calculator. Since this is a high school test, you can choose the type of calculator. You can use the TI graphing calculator or the Desmos calculator throughout the entire test. And you can plug in your equations here. And again, click the X to exit out of the calculator. There is a notepad that you can use to take notes and jot your thoughts down, copy and paste. Again, you can adjust the size so that it's not blocking the question, and click the X to close. There's online graph paper that you can utilize. For me, this graph paper is a little small for me to see. So I'm gonna go up to the top right-hand corner and I'm gonna use the zoom buttons. So I'm gonna click zoom in, and I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger so that I'm able to count and plot points. To plot a line, you would click connect line and then plot wherever you're gonna put your points. So I'm gonna put 1 point here, and then I'm gonna put another point here, and there is a line. If you click add point, it's not gonna connect any lines, it's just gonna put the points there for you. If you wanna delete something, you have to push the delete button, and then you're gonna click on whatever you wanna delete. So if I don't want this point, I'm gonna click on the point, and I'm gonna delete the point. If I want to delete this entire line, instead of going item by item with the delete, I'm going to click reset, and then I'm going to click on it, and it's going to reset that one thing. If I just want to use the pointer, I'm going to click back on the pointer and not plot any points or anything, and then go from there. So this button is to connect lines. This is individual points. This is to delete individual items, and this is to delete whole lines or sets of things. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom out to see the full question again. There's also a line reader that you can use to focus on specific lines or questions, to draw your eyes to the attention of the letters. And again, these are the zoom in and zoom out buttons to make it a little bit bigger. Over on the left-hand side, these are the navigation buttons. So you can go back and to the next question. There's a save button right here, but the test should automatically save as you go along. So you don't need to push this button every single time you answer a question. This button up at the top, the items button, will show you which questions you've already answered. So if I click on the items button, it shows me that I've answered through number 8. And if you see a triangle, it means that I didn't answer that question. So I haven't answered number 9 and number 10 because I see the triangles here. And you could always close this by clicking on the items button again. I told you that the help button was available throughout the entire test. So if you don't know what one of these buttons are, you can click on the question mark up here on the top right hand corner, and it'll bring up the pictures. It'll talk about the global tools and what each of these buttons mean. The last set of tools I'm going to go over are the context menu tools. The context menu is here. It's the little circle with the 3 lines on it. If you click here, you have different tools that you can use for questions. So I like this question because it was kind of hard to answer for me. So if you come across a question and you have no idea how to answer it, if you click on the context menu, there's a tutorial. So I'm going to click on the tutorial, and it's going to bring up a video. And these videos will show you how to answer each different type of question. So here it says, first read the directions that appear on the screen. It says you'll see an answer space. And for the most part, these videos don't have sound, just so you know. You can plot points on the answer space and then click where you want to add your point. And then click to add another point and the line will connect. If you change your mind, you can click on the point again to delete it. You can click a new part of the answer to change the line that you have drawn. Or you can also click and drag the point. And you can just keep watching the video to get the rest of them. But the videos will change depending on the question type that you are on. Another feature in the context menu is mark for review. So let's say you answered a question and you weren't sure whether or not that was the right answer. You can mark it for review. And when you go to the items list, it'll put a little flag on here. So that'll remind you, oh, I wasn't sure about this question. I need to go back and check it. So you can mark it so that you don't lose your place. Another thing is sticky notes. So if you want to write a note, you can do it on a scratch sheet of paper, or you can do it online to remind yourself of something using the sticky note. Another thing is, if you'll notice in the context menu, the highlight selection is grayed out. So just so you know, the highlighter is only available for certain tests. I believe you can use it in English. Since this is a math test, you won't be able to use the highlighter on the math test, or I believe the science test, just so you know. So it's not broken, it's just that it's not available for this test. So let me show you why I thought this question was so hard. So you have to first work out the problem and then figure it out. And then it says that you have to graph multiple graphs. So you have graph 1 and graph 2, and then you have to do the solution set. So when I was trying to work out this problem, it wasn't taking my answer. So for the first graph, I have to click on the graph 1 button, and then I have to graph it. I don't know the answer to this problem. I'm just gonna plot a couple of points. Let's say I plot these 2 points. There we go, and there's my first graph. I can change the line to dashed or solid. Then to graph the second graph, I have to click on graph 2, and that's something that I wasn't doing. So now I have to plot the second graph. Again, I don't know the answer, I'm just plotting random points. There we go. And then to show the solution set, I have to click on that third option. Oops, there we go. And then I have to fill in wherever, and then that would be my answer. So these tests are a lot harder than just, the simple multiple choice. And you have to pay attention to where you're clicking to put the right answer in. All right, friends, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let your teacher know. I'm more than happy to make you more videos, and I hope this helps. Good luck.